I want to make one video before bed. Um, I've always believed in reincarnation because there's proof of it. There's proof of it out there. Um, there's proof, and there's proof. And when I was a little kid, since I'm an indigo, and indigos experience this, when I was a little kid, my parents thought I was pretty weird, especially my dad, and my teachers, because I would draw people being eaten by hellhounds. I would also draw this character. I wouldn't draw him as detailed, but I would draw that character with an exact one that looked the same, but he had white hair. And no matter what, in every picture, they would be killing each other. One would either be stabbing the other one, ripping the other one's head off, or they would be choking each other, or killing each other. The black-haired one would always be disintegrating or dying because the white one killed the black-haired one. And the black-haired one I would always think represents me in some strange way, and I could never know why. But my dad, and my mom, especially my dad, would say, it has no meaning. It's just in your head. It's your imagination. And I'm like, no fucking way. There's no way a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, 2 or 3, would draw hellhounds eating someone, eating people with blood. No way would a 2 or 3-year-old, I don't remember, it was either 2 or 3, would draw that just out of the blue. They would have to see a scary movie or something. I just drew that without anything. I just drew it. Now tell me that you can't be reincarnated from another past life knowing something. The only thing that makes you forget is when you're not reinforced by good behavior by your parents saying, yeah, keep trying to remember that stuff. And then you'll keep trying. Because when I was a kid, I continuously kept drawing new material from memories that, where did they come from? They just were new things that I couldn't understand because I didn't know where they were coming from. They just kept coming from my head. They were violent things that I kept drawing, but my parents kept discouraging them because they were strange. My parents couldn't understand them. My teachers couldn't understand them. The other kids in my class thought I was weird because they were drawing houses and friendly things, and I was drawing things that probably a killer would be drawing. And I didn't know why I was drawing these. These things were just, I saw these things as a kid in the dark, and they scared the fuck out of me. I didn't get like happy to see them. I was terrified. And the only thing that made them go away is that my parents would it's called programming someone to believe something, but I just pretty much call it um, calcifying someone's third eye or calcifying someone's pineal gland, so you're uh, kind of bridge to being able to see dead people or see deceased or do anything kind of spiritual or anything that's different. You can't do anymore because you're told you're not able to do that, or you're told you can't do that, and then you eventually just convince yourself you can't do that and you just stop doing it. But a lot of parents have encouraged their children, actually, their indigo kids, to keep doing it because they get intrigued by how their kids are oddly different when they're born. They don't have to be taught to be oddly different, they're just born that way, and they're incredibly unique. So they want to encourage that, good parents, and they want to encourage it, which is good. I'm going to do that for my kids. But when you draw things like this, when a 2-year-old draws stuff like that, you question it. You say, you talk to your kids. You say, why are you drawing that? What does it mean? And the kid says, I don't know what it means. You don't say, well, maybe you should see a psychologist. Maybe you have a problem. You don't say that to your kids. You discuss it with them. You get interested. You get invested with what they're doing. And maybe the kid will get more invested what they're doing and they'll try to find out more. But my parents didn't do that. And if they probably did, I probably would have found out more. But I shut my memories off of that and stopped doing it. Tonight, I just randomly drew the picture. I did. And the amazing thing was I hit my peak of ninth grade. Ninth grade is when I drew about 20 pictures of these random demons. I didn't get it. I just kept drawing them. And then after ninth grade, tired. I shut everything off. I stopped drawing the demon things. I kept drawing weird things, but I stopped drawing demons. I stopped drawing violent things. They just disappeared. And tonight, I just, for the first time, just drew that character that I've always drawn perfectly. I just drew it. I listened to a hypnotic thing to bring back old memories. It was the creepiest thing ever. And I experienced two things. I experienced the scary seeing things in the dark. That gives me chills. And because when I was a kid, I heard voices and I saw things in the dark and I felt like things were trying to kill me and grab me. And it was fucking creepy. And then I drew scary shit, which didn't help. And psychiatry didn't help because they just said, do you need drugs? So it doesn't help when you just shrug up a child. So I said, no, I don't want drugs. I said that when I was a little kid. So pretty much when you have kids that are special in a good way, encourage them. Because I'm going to try to find out. I've always been curious about why I do draw these things. And sometimes I draw strange coded messages in a weird language that I don't understand. And I want to understand. I want to understand why that happens. It's not all just in my head like most people would think. Because if it was, then I would be trying to draw that. But I don't try to. It's just automatically, it's programmed in my head. It has been since I was born. I've known how to draw these things since I was born. I didn't have to think about them. And I know a lot of other people are like that. It's just the majority of the population isn't like that. Just a lot of people are, but the majority of the population, there's more that are just boring and follow what everyone else says. They don't do anything. They're not unique. So that's going to be the end of this video. I'm going to bed. I'm super tired. Peace be with you. Just fucking with you. Have a good night. Never change who you are. Always be unique.